Why did we break up? Oh right, you suck. I don't care anymore.
Retro Future.
It has been such a long time since I sat in my chair. That's also off-centered right now. Hey guys, what's up? It's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel, and today my hair is a mess. I'm a mess, but what is new? Okay, so for today's video, we're doing something I haven't done in a while. I haven't done a heartbreak pep talk in a while. And if you're new to my channel and you don't know what a heartbreak pep talk is, basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. I give you guys my opinions and advice on relationships and friendships and things like that. I've done like 2 or 3 of these in the past, possibly even 4. I think I might have done 4. I don't know. I've done a couple. I'll have those linked in the description box below as well. But I thought for today I'd come back and do another one. You guys seem to really like these, and it's just kind of my chance to answer all of your relationship questions, which by the way, there are a lot of them. I asked you guys on Instagram. If you don't follow my Instagram, right there. I don't know if you can tell, these are all questions. All of these are questions. And it still goes, by the way. Okay, we're gonna start from the very bottom. So I'm looking through these, and a lot of them is how to move on, and I have an entire video on that, but I want to just kind of retouch on it a little bit, and then we can move on to the more specific questions. Moving on sucks. It's a really tough process, whether that's a friendship or a relationship, it sucks. People always tell you time will get you through it. I think I've said time will get you through it, which time does get you through it. I've gotten through a lot through time, and just by keeping myself occupied, doing things that I love, and really focusing on myself and loving myself and treating myself the way I should be treated. If no one else wants to do it for me, I'll do it myself. That's just how I think about it. But there is this quote. Well, it's not really a quote. It's a piece of advice that one of my friends gave me about 6 years ago. And it is something I took a screenshot of when he first sent it to me. And to this day, I have it saved on my laptop. And I would just look at it like if I was ever feeling just discouraged or heartbroken or just hurt. One night we were talking about my ex and my relationship and how I was really heartbroken over it. I found the exact text. I still have it on my phone. I took a screenshot of it. He said, "I know it's hard because you guys had a connection and you had a thing, so I understand where you're coming from, but you're such a cool girl that if insert stupid ass's name here, is stupid enough to fuck things up with you, then I wouldn't give him another chance. You're such a beautiful and funny girl that no one like that deserves someone like you." Well, that was like the most brilliant worded piece of advice I think I've gotten to this day. And what I really took away from that is no one like that deserves someone like you. Actually, one of you guys DM'd me today and I responded with that exact thing. I said one of my friends told me once, no one like that deserves someone like you. And I think that's what you really have to remember when going through a hard time and when going through heartbreak and just kind of not really understanding and feeling hurt and wondering what you did wrong. It's none of it is on you. If you didn't cheat, if you weren't manipulative or deceiving, or if you weren't the cause of the breakup and it just happened, and or he was a fuckboy and he broke your heart, whatever. No one like that deserves someone like you. And that's what you really have to remember, I feel like, because once he said that, it just kind of put things into perspective for me. And just those words and hearing that, like, really clicked with me. For whatever reason, it just really clicked. So I always want you guys to remember that no one like that deserves someone like you. My friend couldn't have said it any better. How do you get over someone after 2 years who cheated on you? Like, do you go back with them or what? Okay, so cheating has always been my thing of if you cheat on me, like, it's over. But I know a lot of people are different, and I also know that I have taken back people who have cheated on me. And in my experience, they've just done it again. Like, that's just how it is. Like, if they cheat on me, they'll do it again. So I've gotten to this place where if someone wants to cheat on me, they can cheat on me, but they're gonna be single afterwards. Like, that's how that's gonna go. But 2 years is a long time, and I've been there. So I get the wanting to go back and the not knowing if you should just call it quits because it's been 2 years and so many memories and blah blah blah. But at the same time, I really think, first of all, it's a personal decision and it's up to you, but you really have to do some soul searching and be like, all right, can I trust them again? Can we move past this? Can we get over this? Because a lot of times what ends up happening is the person who gets cheated on holds all this resentment, likely so, for a long ass time, and the trust really gets lost. You really have to communicate with that person, especially if you've been with them for 2 years, like you should be able to have open communication. But in that case too, they should also be able to have open communication with you and like being able to say either I'm not happy, I'm looking for this and we're just not there, or I don't know if this is gonna work anymore. Like communication I think is always the better route than cheating 150%. But yeah, like I said, it's totally an up to you decision. I know how hard it is to completely walk away after 2 years. So if you think that you can rebuild that and rebuild that trust and just kind of like go from there, and go ahead. If you don't think you'll be able to trust him anymore, sayonara. This is interesting. How do you get over someone that you didn't realize you wronged until the relationship was over? That's the type of situation where you really just have to learn from what happened and go from there. You don't have to apologize a million times over to try to win them back and try to fix things or whatever. Like what you can do is say you're sorry, or you don't even have to apologize. I've done things in relationships where I'm like, oh, okay, like I didn't see it at that time, but like I should have done this or I shouldn't have done this, and then I won't say anything. And I'll just be like, you just have to learn from the relationship. Don't put yourself through hell overthinking and blah, blah, blah. Like, you just have to learn from it. It's what you have to do. How do you know if you're being played or if it's the real deal? Okay, I used to think I was so good at knowing, like he's playing me or like I'm getting played. I really didn't, if I'm being honest. Like I learned tips and tricks along the way. I guess one of the biggest signs though when I look back and I'm like, I should have known, is if you guys never really communicate about where you guys stand and what you guys are feeling. And most people talk about where they are and where they're at, and actions speak louder than words. If this person never wants to talk about how they're feeling, if this person never wants to talk about a relationship, if they want to be exclusive, not dating, that's just a no. If they act different with you in front of their friends or a group of people, I think is huge. If they only text you past 8 o'clock at night and don't give you a legitimate reason, I think that's huge. Or if they always make excuses of why they can't hang out, if they never want you on their social media or anything like that. I don't think social media is like a huge, like you have to put me on your social media, but it is like weird if someone like refuses to, I feel like. I don't know. There's a difference. Those are the signs that I would say, like, maybe reconsider who you're fucking with. Do I wait for him or do I hoe around? Okay, you never wait for someone. Never, ever, ever wait for someone. You have to live your life. There's no point in waiting for someone. You either make it work in the moment or you don't. And if you guys are meant to be, you guys will be later. I'm a huge believer in what's meant to be will always be yours. So if you guys are meant to be later down the line, you'll be. Just live your life. Like, don't wait for someone. I remember I used to wait for people all the time, and I used to be like just sitting there like, okay, like 2 months they're gonna come back and we're gonna be fine, and like wait out my life, like, and base my life and base relationships off of the fact that I wanted to be with someone else and that I couldn't be with other people because he was gonna come back and we were gonna be together. Bullshit. Things are gonna happen the way that they're supposed to happen, and you need to believe that, and you can't try to force things and just wait for them. If they're telling you to wait for you, they're not waiting. Trust me. How do you get over someone that was never yours? It sucks. It really, really sucks. Sometimes I feel like getting over someone that was never yours is harder to get over someone who was. Because when they were never yours, it's like you almost feel like you don't have a right to be upset, which is such bullshit. People want to be like, you guys weren't even dating. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Feelings are feelings no matter what. If you had strong feelings for them and you guys end things, or you guys were talking, or you get rejected, or you end up with someone else, like, it sucks. No one has the right to tell you that you weren't dating. Like, no. Remember the fact that everything really happens for a reason. And I hate saying that because it's like, you guys know that like things are gonna work out the way that they're supposed to, I would hope. Saying everything happens for a reason, it doesn't clear the heartbreak of what you're feeling right now, and that sucks. It's all gonna work out the way it's supposed to, and if you guys weren't meant to be together, then you weren't meant to be together, and that means that there's someone out there who's more suitable for you, who's more willing to be yours, who will be yours, and you don't have to worry about not being theirs and have to deal with the feeling of that, because that's a shitty feeling too. I've gone through so many breakups with someone that I wasn't dating, and I felt like I had to like hide them more because we weren't dating. So it was like, why, how am I gonna be like upset but like hide the fact that I'm upset? Like, it's just a very confusing thing. It really is. You just have to move on. You just have to understand that someone like that does not deserve someone like you. Learn from it and learn what you didn't like about that certain thing or relationship and move that on into your future relationship, so you can be like, look, like, I've dealt with this before and I don't want to deal with it again. How did I handle my first heartbreak? I handled it pretty shitty. I handled my first heartbreak by being a hoe. Like, that is the truth. That is the tea. And it wasn't even that I was like sleeping with everyone. I was just like talking to this guy, talking to this guy, talking to that guy, like meeting up with that guy, but then later I was gonna go hang out with that guy. Like, that was me. Hey, hi, hello. But what I've learned from that is that never filled a void. That was a temporary fix for a permanent problem. And my permanent problem I didn't want to address. I didn't want to talk about it. I was just like, I'm going to go for every single guy I possibly can, and then I'll move on from dumbass who made me feel worthless. Moving on is like, you have to do it yourself. No one else is gonna do it for you. And it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of loving yourself, and it takes a lot of taking care of yourself. And I was not taking care of myself. I was doing the opposite. Ugh, I was a mess. What do you do if your ex wants to be friends right away? Here's what I think people need to grasp and understand is, once you have broken up with someone, I understand how you're always gonna have a soft spot for them and how you're always gonna care about them because you were in a relationship with them. But once you break up, you are single and your decisions are not a two-way street anymore. They're made by you. So if you want to be friends with your ex, be friends with your ex. But if you don't want to be friends with your ex, don't be friends with your ex. And if your ex is saying, I still want to be friends, you're not in a relationship anymore. You don't have to be friends with him. If you think it's going to be too much for you, you don't have to be friends with them. I think a lot of my friends, I see them and they're like, he just wants to be friends and it'll be fine, but what do I do? Because I don't know, but he wants to, so I'm just going to say okay. And it's like, you have the power once you're single to be like, no, if you don't want to. And if you do, sure, go for it. I've never been able to be like strictly friends with an ex. Never been able to be strictly friends with an ex. I've tried. It doesn't work. Never has, probably never will. For me, it's just weird because whenever I've stopped being in a relationship with someone, I like to move on by myself. And I like to just be like, okay, you're out of my life and I'm living my life now without you. And it gets confusing because once you get friends with an ex, you talk and it's whatever, but then they get mad when you start seeing someone else and it's blah, 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 blah. It's just a confusing mess. And if your ex is not like that, then I just have crazy exes. How do you deal with having to see your ex all the time? Okay, I completely get you because when I was in high school, the guy that I was like on and off dating for 2 years, the reason we kept getting back together is we had to see each other every single day. So it was like hard to fully get over someone. So I get it. It's really, really hard. But what you have to remember is why you guys broke up and why you guys didn't work. And I don't know if you're in like high school or college or work or anything like that, but that is all temporary. Even though it sucks seeing the person and seeing the memories, like you really just have to be like, why did we break up? Oh, right, you suck. I don't care anymore. Go through that exact process. How do I get back to my bad bitch vibes? I love this question. Okay, I'm probably gonna title this video something to having to do with this question because I think it's genius. How do you get back to your bad bitch vibes? I totally get that because there are so many times in my life I would be heartbroken and like I'm such like a hard ass bitch where I'm like, don't fuck with me, like blah blah blah, but then at the end of the day I get heartbroken and I'm like, okay, like I need to pick myself back up, remember who the fuck I am, like let's get back on this. Something that I have learned personally for me is if I look good, I feel good. Sometimes. Well, sometimes not. It just depends on the situation. Whether that's going to the gym or doing some sport activity that makes you feel healthy and good and just gets your mind in the right place. If you want later that night to have a girls' night with your friend or go out or anything like that, like doing your hair and makeup and throwing on a hot outfit like always makes me feel like a bad bitch. But then I also, if I feel good on the inside, it just radiates all around me on the outside. So doing those sports activities and like really getting my mind in the right place. I hate sports. I just like going to the gym. That's honestly what it is. Finding what you love to do and just continuing to do that. What is also so important is looking good on the outside. You can look good for yourself. Personally for me, I have a boyfriend. So when I go out with my friends, like I want to dress up and look good, but for me. I don't care about anyone else. I want to dress up and look good for me because it makes me feel good. So just finding the things that make you feel good really put you back in that boss ass bitch, badass bitch category and just having that confidence. That's really what it is. It's the confidence. It's not the makeup. It's not the hair. It's what it does to you internally. And if you get that confidence again, bad bitch mode. And I promise you, your ex will probably be hitting you up in no time, but don't get back with them. Okay, the one that got away. Here's the thing. I've heard my friends say it. I've said it before. They're the one that got away. I feel like if they were supposed to stay, they would have. I just like to believe that things are supposed to happen the way that they do. Like if they're the one that got away, then they're not the one for me. You have to ask yourself why they left. Which in a one that got away situation, it's typically like moving or not being able to be together, not by choice, because you have to not be together and that sucks. But I keep circling back around to this and that's you have to believe that everything is gonna happen the way it's supposed to. If you don't, you're gonna drive yourself mental. For me, having that mindset just really alleviates a lot lot of the stress and overthinking that I put on myself, because I could be overthinking like crazy. Being in a relationship where you know and feel like you are more invested than they are. I've definitely been in a lot of those. I feel like all of my relationships have been like that, except this one, the one that I'm in now. And what's so great about the one I'm in now is it's 50-50. He puts in 50% of the effort and I put in 50% of the effort. And I never have to question anything, and I never am like, oh, does he not like me anymore? That's the worst feeling. The unknown and the uncertainty and like not feeling like you're good enough or whatever is so shitty. It's the worst feeling ever. What you do in that situation is you need to communicate with the person that you're with and be like, listen, you can literally say it like this, like kind of jokingly, if you like don't want to be like flat out straight up, like I give 80, you give 20 type thing. You could just be like, do you still like me? And they'll be like, what are you talking about? Of course I still like you. Or they won't, and that'll be a different situation. If they're like, of course I still like you, then why would you ask something like that? And you're gonna be like, well, like, I'm just wondering, because sometimes I just like don't know. Like sometimes I don't know how you feel, and like I feel like I like you more than you like me. Because there's no point in beating around the bush. This is a person that you're dating, so you should just say it. When you see your ex for the first time after a split, how do you act like you don't care? Okay, what you don't do is you don't try too hard. Let's say you're out at a party, right? Or you're out at a bar, or you're out with your friend. Don't start chugging shots, because I know like a lot of people are like, oh, I'll show him, like, and they'll be like super like out there. Literally just act like yourself and act like nothing's wrong. And you don't have to hide your feelings. Like if you're still really upset, then like maybe talk to the person. If you want to act like you don't care, just act like nothing's wrong. I've gotten to this point where when I need to act like nothing's wrong in front of people, I can do it really well just because I kind of shut off. It's a great emotional skill. When I've tried to act like I don't care, it's easy to tell that you're not over it when you're like super out there like that. So just be chill. Is it okay to miss the person who completely fucked you up? Yes, 100%. It's so normal. The people that cheat on you and lie to you and manipulate you, you know, you can say like fuck them a million times over. You'll miss them. There will be points where you miss them. People who are like that and very condescending and deceiving and narcissistic, they have this way of kind of trapping you into them. And obviously if they were a dick right off the bat or a bitch right off the bat, you wouldn't have liked them. So obviously you guys had to have had good times, and you're gonna miss those good times like you would with anyone. It's okay to miss that, and it's okay to miss them, but it's really, really important to remember how manipulative and condescending and deceiving that person was and why you guys broke up too. So it's obviously okay to miss them, but you just have to really remember like why you guys aren't together. How do you let go of all of the memories? The truth is that you don't. You are always probably gonna have those memories, which is annoying and awful, and I wish it didn't happen. I wish there was like a reset button in there, but there's not. What you can do though is create new ones and go out with your friends, with your family, with anyone, by yourself, you know, like just enjoy creating new memories and allow yourself to create those new memories. That way they can replace the old one. All right, you guys, we're gonna end this video right here. The lighting actually looks pretty decent right now, so I'm kind of happy with it. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Savannah. I make videos 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You should subscribe, join the family. I love you guys so much. All my links will be at the end of this video and in the description box below. Talk to you guys in a couple days. Bye guys.